Hi friends and mabuhay from Philippines, and we're back for another audio gear review brought to you by Remedy Official Vlogs. And what I have for you today is a dongle or a DAC amp, portable DAC amp from Questyle. Let me show you the back first because this is the side where my camera focuses easier, and this is the front from Questyle, the M15 dongle. And for this review, I will share my honest impressions on it. Now, a little bit about Questyle. Questyle is a company based in Shenzhen, China, that specializes in amps. One of their products that is critically acclaimed is the CMA15. I have not yet dived into their lineup, but from the looks of it, the company is a low-key, and still they make reference grade products. They don't have a vast lineup like other companies do, but I think making it count is what matters to this company. So below I will link down their website and feel free to roam around. Before we move on, I would like to give special thanks to Zach from Questyle. He's the product experience manager from that company, and I would like to express my deepest gratitude to him as he has been very accommodating towards me. Now moving on, I would like to give you some specifications of this product, but it's a little bit techy or a little bit detailed that it might bore you out. So instead, I will just link my full written review down in the description for you to read. Now let's move on with the packaging. The packaging is very nice. Okay, let's do this. Yes, Questyle, a very nice little box, decent looking, and then it slides off to the right, and on the top we have two documents. We have some user guide, this one, and then a warranty card. Okay. And below that we have the M15 itself. Would you look at that? That's really one nice looking dongle. I don't know any dongles that look like this, and actually it's the looks that caught my attention first. And then if you pull this out, below the second layer we have the two cables that comes with the normal packaging. I think this one is USB-A to Type-C, and this is Type-C to Type-C that will connect your mobile phones to the M15. And for a bonus, Questyle has been generous to provide me with this leather case. Very nice, very handy, and the optional lightning cable that allows you to connect with iOS devices. Now I would like to show you the M15 up close and show you some of its features. This is the USB Type-C termination. On the side we have the low gain and high gain that lets you switch manually the high gain switch. I use low gain anything below 32 ohms of impedance, and anything above 32 ohms I use the high gain. And we have the 4.4 balanced output and the single and the 3.5, and basically that's it. I would like to show you how it works, but unfortunately all my phones are occupied right now. And please do read my full written review as how the indication. There are two lights here regarding the switches and what codec are you feeding the M15 with. Now I'm a firm believer that source matters, and I think what we hear in our music is as good as it gets, as with what you feed your gears to. If you feed it like a low-res file, then what you will get is a low-res file, even though your earphones are high-end. So for the entirety of this review, the C Audio Bravery, Kinera Eden Golden, BQ's Topaz, and BQ's Autumn was used. Now, as for the sound, straight to the point, let's cut to the chase. The M15 is a revealer. And when I say revealer, it reveals the true character, the strengths, the weaknesses of a gear, of an IEM, headphones, earbuds, and whatsoever. And that not only that, it also reveals poorly and properly mastered tracks. There are some tracks that I enjoyed before that I don't enjoy now because M15 revealed that that track is poorly mixed or mastered. Now, this is not the most powerful dongle in town, but some owners have said that it could decently drive cans or headphones. Now, I have to still venture into the headphones territory to back that info up. The overall sound reproduction is crisp, transparent, and with a brilliant transient speed. Neutral sources tend to be sterile and dry, but that's not the case with M15. Mids and vocals are the most distinguished presentation that marked on me. This very lush, rich, and dense. I mean, it has good density and weight. I am a passionate musician, and I like my music moving me into places, you know. And the M15 did not fail me on that one. I mean, it connected to me on an emotional level. The lows are presented faithfully and truthfully as it can get. I mean, no coloration here. If you're playing a classic track like Stevie Wonder, Earth, Wind & Fire, the drum kicks, the bass guitars, they're not bloated or they are not elevated in any way. They are presented accurately as the producers or as the artists intended it to be. I know this too well because those are the tracks, I mean Earth, Wind & Fire and Stevie Wonder. I grew up with those tracks and I really know those tracks too well from my childhood, so I know how it sounds. The trebles, on the other hand, has, for me, to my ears, have a slight elevation. Some of my IEMs tend to be a little bit brighter with an added shimmer and sparkle on top, but not at the expense of being sibilant. The Soundstage is above average. If I have to nitpick, I would have wished it would have been a little bit wider, but in terms of height, the M15 exhibits a decent amount of height. Now, separation is very spectacular as instruments have their own space. They are well separated, they don't feel cramped, they don't feel narrow, and they have their own individuality in the presentation of the sound. Now, imaging is brilliantly accurate and pinpoint, as I could pinpoint or follow elements, instruments, even micro details and their placement inside the soundstage. Now, the pinnacle character of the M15 is resolution and detail retrieval. Details are very, very well executed here, and be prepared for new details that you will hear from your tracks, even those tracks that you know too well. Like, for example, the hit of the drumsticks on cymbals, on the skin of the drums, like the sustain pedals of piano, the plucking or harmonics or fret noises. They are, I mean, I can hear them on my other sources, but on M15, it's just on another level. It's just amazing. It's just wow. You just have to hear this one. Now, there are many details that will be revealed to you. As I've told you, the M15, to me, if I'm gonna describe it in one word, is a revealer. Now, I have written a very long review for this device, for this gear, and I don't want to go every detail. So we're talking about performance now. Let's talk about battery consumption with your phone or iPhone. It is very decent and it doesn't drain the hell out of your mobile device. I think from my LG phone, I have like 4 hours of playback time. It might not be enough for you, but for me it is, because I'm always on the go. And you might want to consider getting a DAP if you want longer hours of listening playback. And the M15 have worked with all my streaming apps like Apple Music, Tidal, and my stationary setup like with my laptop, Fubar, but my main setup is using my LG V30 via the Hebe Music app and connected to this one. You can also connect it to UAPP, and you can also use it with Deezer or what else, Spotify. But I have the full detailed review of it, and just click the written review down below. Now I would like to give a quick comparison with my second source, the AP80 Pro from Hebe. Now I don't want to take much of your time, so let's get it on. My observations are the floor noise on the M15 is much lower than on the AP80. The AP80 has more width when it comes to soundstage, and the M15 has more height. Listening level or driving power is on, mind you, this is on 25% and this is on 43%, and they're on the same level. So obviously the M15 has a better upper hand here. The bass guitar or the bass or the lows are more textured and forward with the M15. The vocals are also more forward with the M15, with more details like singer's pronunciation and nuances. Both exhibit neutral sound presentation. Drum kicks are punchier with the M15, and vocal and instrument separation is better on the M15. Overall, the M15 outweighs the AP80, but I don't discriminate my AP80 as this one was my first DAP. It performed and benefited me much from my reviews, but the M15 is just better on technicalities, and it blows AP80 out of the water. And as much as I love my AP80, well, this is a different level. Now let's continue with some pairings with my favorite IEMs. First up, Kinera Eden Golden. Okay, so this is my neutral IEM, my most neutral IEM as of the moment. And actually it surprised me. I didn't think that this one will pair with M15 well, because M15 is a neutral set, this is a neutral, so they don't really complement each other, but it is one of my favorite pairings also if I want detail retrieval or resolution power. So this one is my go-to setup or my go-to pairing for when I'm deciphering or studying my songs, because I could clearly hear everything. Everything is almost flat, everything is almost neutral, and that is the way to go if you are a pro musician, if you are referencing, if you are mixing, or if you are mastering. Now next up, the Bravery limited edition. This is more engaging pairing than the Kinera Eden Golden, because the Bravery has a more colored signature. It's a U-shape but maturely done, and it is tuned very well with the famous QDC Annul VX, if I'm not mistaken. If I want to enjoy my tracks technically capable and with a very good tuning, this is my go-to pairing with the Bravery Red. Now next up again, we have the BQ's Topaz. The BQ's Topaz. If I want to go warm and if I want to go organic or musical, this is my favorite pairing. Once I was on vacation and all I brought with me is this IEM, and this is one of my favorite pairings because the neutral character or nature of M15 and the very warm sound signature of the Topaz complemented each other. Next up, my most balanced pairing is with the BQ's Autumn. Right. If I want that extra soundstage, this is my go-to pairing. The BQ's Autumn boasts its soundstage. It's almost like earbud level, and technically capable, good extension on the trebles, good extension on the lows, and a good control all over the frequencies. This is my most balanced. I'm getting redundant here, but this is my most balanced pairing. I would like to address some minor issues that I have encountered with the M15. Me and other users have been complaining about EMI noise or interference. I think almost all dongles possesses this, but some are very minimal or almost not audible. But with the M15, I did quite experience some. It really breaks my heart to say something negative because this is a very impressive and capable dongle. And there are two ways to eliminate this noise. Turn on your airplane mode or connect to a working Wi-Fi. The EMI noise is present if you are using cellular data or mobile data. Now, if you are streaming on the go, not connected to a Wi-Fi, you will hear the EMI noise, not while you are playing back your tracks, but while you are not playing. I mean, if there's dead silence, then you can hear some interference. Now, if you are connected to a Wi-Fi and you're streaming music like on Tidal, Cubos, or Spotify, there's no interference because you're on Wi-Fi. If you turn on airplane mode, there's no interference. Only with the cellular data that I encountered the interference or EMI noise. So Questyle, please do take note of this one so you can improve the shielding of the terminals of the M15 or your future releases so that you can minimize that interference. Don't worry, we're already ending my video if I'm taking too much of your time. So for the verdict, the M15 is really a good and capable dongle. It is the revealer for me, and it's very well detailed. The selling point of this dongle is its resolution and its technical capabilities. If I have to nitpick, really nitpick, I just wish that it would have sounded a little more organic or analog. Don't get me wrong, the dynamics on this thing is really impeccable, and the details is stupendously like the pinnacle of its character. Now, I will recommend this to anyone who prefers a neutral source. I will recommend this to anyone who prioritizes technical aspects, who loves critical listening. I would even recommend it to reviewers like me because it reveals the true character, the weaknesses, and the strengths of an IEM, headphones, or any transducers. So anyone that hates colorization in their music, I recommend this one. Now, let's the driving power is not. This is not the most powerful dongle around. I think the i5 Go Bar is one of the most powerful one out there. Anyways, do look up AndyEF and his Donglemadness because he has reviewed way more dongles than me. He's well versed than me. So I'm just trying to express my honest impressions on this one. Now, as you can see, this is a very good looking dongle. It's something that you can, brag about to your friends. I mean, sometimes when I take this out, some of my friends like, what is that? What is that dangling on your phone? But anyways, one more thing. The M15 is quite big for a dongle. So if you are commuting on a subway or in a bus and you have your phone hand with you and it's left dangling, it's not advisable. I mean, it would be really a waste if the dongle just gets pulled away and get lost. So for me, the setup with the M15 is a semi-stationary one. Like if I want to put it on top of my desk and listen to it, but while moving around the house, I'm a guy who moves around the house, and while I'm doing my chores, I want listening to my music. And actually, I was having a hard time lugging this around with me because it's quite pretty big. Maybe you would like to consider something smaller or maybe adapt. So anyways, that's a wrap for this review, and I would recommend this to anyone who really likes technicalities or really likes the modern sound or the hi-fi, high fidelity approach. Anyways, later on, I think it is safe to say that I will be getting another dongle soon, and I don't want to spoil it, guys, but it has a more musical, organic, and analog signature. Stay tuned for that one. So, if you like this review and this helped you in some way, and you're new here, please do give me a thumbs up and share my video, watch it, and consider subscribing. By the way, friendly reminder, love the gears. Sorry, love the music more than the gears. And your mileage may and most likely vary. Cheers and catch you on the next one.